Take a look at the birds of the air. God made them all. Take a look at the fishes in the water. God made them all. Take a look at the animals on land, creeping and creeping creatures. God made them all. Tell me, who is he that made the mountains to melt and the hills skip like lamb before his presence? God. Guess who it is that rides in the wings of the wind? God. I know God is all powerful. I know God is almighty, but there are still some things God cannot do. Some things there where God no fit do. I have come to realize this. With all due respect, I know this might not be what you expect me to say. This might not be what you want me to say. This might not be what you want to hear. But the fact still remains that there are some things God cannot do. I know God sees through the midst of the dark cloud, even when light's no day. I know it's recorded that there is nothing too big for God to do. I agree. I concur. But there are still some things that God cannot do. There are still some things that God cannot create. But listen, I know he's the head of all principality and power. But there are still some things God cannot do. I stand to be corrected. I don't think say I dey whine you. I know they whine you. I get wine for fridge. This might not be what you want to hear. This is not a fallacy. This is not hypothesis. This is a statement of fact that has been proven from generation to generation. But I go talk him the way he be. I don't go use sugar cover him. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what God cannot create. Let me tell you what God cannot say. Let me tell you what God cannot do. God, I mean Yahweh, the Almighty, cannot do. But still, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I will come to it. Hallelujah. I know God is the greatest. I know he's the all-powerful. Yes, I know. But enough of the mystery. Let me not bother you with history. Let me reveal the secret. God cannot. God, the Almighty, he cannot create what we call. But sorry, sir, I know this is not what you expect me to say. I know God is the omnipotent God. I know he's the omniscience God. I know he's the omnipresent. I know God alone. I know God alone knows the number of dust upon the face of the earth. Yarasi. He alone knows the number of dusts. He alone knows the number of sand upon the face of the earth. But the fact still remains that there are some few things God cannot do. Some things there where God no fit do. What I'm about to say might break your heart. What I'm about to say might strengthen your heart. I know they whine you. I get wine for fridge. And here it comes. What God cannot do. What God cannot say. What God cannot create. God cannot. Hey. God cannot create what is called. Are you ready for this? I know God is the all-powerful. He's the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He's he that sits in the heaven and makes the earth. Yes, God cannot create. God cannot make a mistake. Baba God doesn't make mistake. God is too big to lie. Say, God is too big. God is too big to lie. God is too big to come Dey Whine you. He's too big to come be enticing you with sweet words. They say he's author cannot do what he says. He brings it to pass. God cannot make error. God cannot say, I am sorry, I thought I was doing the right thing. Say, God cannot say, I just made a mistake. How can? Everything about him is perfect. Everything about him is perfect. And God is the Almighty. It is God that knows the end from the beginning. He knows how it will end from the beginning. So your life is not a mistake. Things might be tough. Stay with God. He cannot make a mistake. Your life is not a mistake. That situation you are going through, it will turn out for glory. It will turn out to your praise. It will turn out and make you shine. That mess go turn rest. That nonsense go make sense. That matter go matter. As far as God hand the inside. Hold on to God. He know the faith. That is why they call him God. Him they always show.